Donald Trump on Monday became the first sitting U.S. president to visit the Western Wall, the holiest site where Jews can pray, and left a prayer note there in accordance with Jewish custom. He made the highly symbolic visit to a site which symbolizes the Middle East's tinderbox nature, before saying he believed in the possibility of a peace deal, and saying that the danger of Iran meant there was a lot of love out there for Israel from unlikely Muslim countries. Located in Israeli-annexed East Jerusalem, the Western Wall is a section of one of 4 original retaining walls King Herod built in the 1st century BC to support the Temple Mount. It is also the only remaining portion of the Second Jewish Temple, which stood in Jerusalem until the Romans destroyed it in 70 AD as they put down a Jewish revolt. It has been U.S. policy for the last 50 years to not recognize East Jerusalem as part of Israel, making a visit to the wall a political minefield. But Trump, clad in a navy suit, red striped tie and black kippah, strode into the Western Wall Prayer Plaza in Jerusalem's Old City on Monday, before placing his hand on the stone wall and praying for 30 seconds, slipping a note inside a crack between the stones. Shmuel Rabinovich, the rabbi of the Western Wall, led the president and his son-in-law Jared Kushner through a brief lesson about the location's significance while First Lady Melania Trump and daughter Ivanka Trump looked on. Jared later followed his father-in-law to the wall while the rabbi's wife accompanied Ivanka and Melania to the women's prayer section nearby, in keeping with the gender-segregated Orthodox custom. Ivanka closed her eyes and said her own prayer. The First Lady placed her hand on the wall and slipped a note between the stones. She converted to Judaism to marry Kushner, an Orthodox Jew, and the couple received rabbinical dispensation to allow them to fly to the Middle East and travel on the Sabbath. Kushner prayed alongside White House Chief Economic Advisor Gary Cohn, National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster and Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. Afterward, President Trump stood in the plaza and read a section of Psalms with the rabbi, joined by Mordecai Elias, the Director General of the Western Wall Heritage Foundation. Amid tight security, Mr. Trump was not accompanied by Israeli leaders and went alone to the wall. It followed a clash between the U.S. and the government of Benjamin Netanyahu over the status of Jerusalem after the White House refused to say whether it considered the wall to be part of Israel. Yesterday U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said, "The wall is part of Jerusalem." He did not elaborate on the delicate question on whether the Trump administration would change U.S. policy over the status of Jerusalem, which both Israelis and Palestinians want to claim as their capital. Barack Obama visited the Western Wall in 2008, when he was a presidential candidate. The note he left behind was stolen and later published. "Lord," it read, "protect my family and me. Forgive me my sins, and help me guard against pride and despair. Give me the wisdom to do what is right and just. And make me an instrument of your will." The White House has not said what Trump wrote on his own prayer note, but Press Secretary Sean Spicer told a Pool reporter that he would find out. Jewish Israelis see the entirety of Jerusalem as their 3,000-year-old capital. Old Testament scripture teaches that King David made Jerusalem the capital of a unified kingdom of Israel about 1,000 years before the birth of Christ. But Palestinians, who are about one-third of modern Jerusalem's residents, claim East Jerusalem as the capital of a yet-to-be-recognized Palestinian nation. East Jerusalem is also home to Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is Islam's third holiest site. The other two, the mosques in Mecca and Medina, are both part of modern-day Saudi Arabia.